During the last half-century, I've acquired many things of varying values. From a penny I placed on a rail for a passing train to smash when I was 6 years old, to the home I share with my wife. Among my acquisitions are paintings, pictures, plants and animals, and computers, and motorcycles and cars, and on and on and on. Often I felt a certain sense of pride for hunting down whatever it was and snatching it from the universe, making it mine alone. However, most of the things I acquired lost their value rather quickly. The notable exceptions are those things which came with a lasting memory. For example, my most prized possession is a denim vest that used to be a denim jacket. I cut the sleeves off because one night while camping, the cuff of my right sleeve caught fire. I was sleeping at the time, and my arm somehow managed to make its way out of my sleeping bag. My hand, seeking the warmth in the cold night air, and having no great penchant for thinking things through, strayed too near the fire. This memory alone would be enough in my mind to keep the vest, but it is the patches that adorn it which make it irreplaceable and of immeasurable worth to me. Each patch holds a memory of its own. Places I've traveled, time spent with friends, and other moments that have been frozen in time by the existence of the patch which represents those moments. The greatest memory of all, and the reason this is my most treasured possession, is that each patch was carefully and lovingly stitched in place by my soulmate, my best friend, my wife. At least half the time I wear this vest in public, someone comments on it, and more often than not, I find myself sharing a few of the memories evoked by the individual patches. Perhaps I tell them about how my cousin and I set out on our motorcycles from Colorado with the intention of going to Alaska and making our fortunes working on the pipeline. I tell them how this trip was cut short by a horrendous crosswind we encountered in Wyoming, and we turned back, having never made a fortune in money, but a fortune in memories instead. Or perhaps I'll share my favorite story about how my wife and I sold and gave away all our possessions that wouldn't fit in our cars and headed west, seeking a new chapter in our lives as a newly married couple. If I tell that story, I inevitably include the stories of how we came across the corpse of a walrus on an Oregon beach, and how my wife could not resist poking it with a stick. Or what a manly explorer our miniature poodle was while accompanying us on some rather grueling hikes along that same coast. This interaction with strangers helps keep me from fearing all the strangers for the evils that so many strangers are guilty of. It helps keep my opinion of mankind in general balanced against all the pain and suffering in the world. It allows me to go on living a full life, even knowing many horrors of which mankind is capable. How could I not treasure this vest? In that small sense, it has saved my life over and over again, and has been immeasurable in its assistance to me being able to be both an empathetic and a happy person. It has allowed me to keep my sanity intact during these troubling times. It is my hope that each person who views this little slice of my life also has a treasured item which helps them be happy when there's little else to celebrate.
Hey yo, man, who's that funky white boy in the mix, man?
You didn't know? That's DJ Wannabe representing Rochester, New York.
Sway,